something I wanted to reflect on a little bit as I descend into shadows. Um, Something I realized, and kind of have known before, but haven't stated explicitly on camera. One major difference between my past wife and I, she would see things that would make her seem, at least, extraordinarily happy. The kind of happiness that, to me, I can point to, maybe a couple instances a year at most, probably not even that. Little things, very little things. And I look at those expressions of joy, of pleasure, of whatever, compared to my own. And just kind of thought, well, this is somebody who has a greater view of the positives of life, I mean, she would look out the window when I would show her a squirrel or the turkeys walking by or the cartoony trucks, and seem to show such pleasure in it in a way that I never do. I mean, people could give me a very nice Christmas present, and I will almost never show that kind of excitement and engagement. Now, there may be times on video when I have, and maybe I'm just missing that, Maybe I'm missing aspects of me that come across as, because I know some people say things like, well, you sound like you're really enjoying this one. I'm like, I'm not sure that I am, I'm just animated in describing it. And that may be the whole thing. It may just be that facade, that appearance, not necessarily an attempt to deceive or something, just the natural ways of communicating that seems, well, that either I also exhibit and I'm just not aware of at certain times, or that seem completely to exhibit such, happiness and pleasure that I mistake that for the feelings that I think that I would have to have that would reflect that kind of excitement. And it also may be just differences in the expression of the excitement. Again, the way that I seem animated when I seem animated about something versus, and that can include little stuff like our wordplay and stuff like that. But that felt like we were on about the same par there, this kind of smiling kind of laugh about it. Or this kind of isn't that interesting type of situation. I just don't feel like I ever showed that kind of happiness. And if that's the case, if there is this, it masked, to some extent at least, the unhappiness. I knew she didn't see life as worth living, the same as I don't. Yet, it would be very, very, very difficult for me if I was experiencing things at the rate that she seemed to even really be considering suicide in any real level, much less, right? I mean, for me the level is, oh fuck, I woke up. I was hoping to die in my sleep. Yeah, I mean, that pathetic, right? But as I said, I recoil from every action unless I'm really, really fucking drunk. Just sort of emotionally. There's one sort of exception, and it may be the heart of my fear of heights, which is throwing myself off a cliff. That though doesn't feel as suicidal. That feels more kind of like, I wonder what that would be like. It's not easy for me to do. I did it once in my life, and there was basically no danger. I was jumping off a cliff into Crater Lake, and it took a whole hell of a lot for me to actually do it. So it's not like something that I do on a whim, even if it kind of feels that way. The same way that throwing my glasses off a bridge or my hat off a bridge feels like that sort of same whim. Or put my hand down on a hot stove intentionally to see how much it burns me or whatever. These things just sort of pass through my head. I think they're of the nature, someone I was very interested in, probably fell in love with at one point, another Aspie mentioned to me. It's like, how we have to decide whether or not drinking the Drano under the sink is really such a bad idea. It's like we have to analyze this and figure it out. And so these whims come, but I think they come to everyone because, I've known people who seem at least sociable, who have had such whims in terms of cutting and stuff like that, that are kind of interesting. And obviously people go out and get tattoos when drunk and stuff, whatever, steal a cop car. But yeah, to me, it felt like this kind of exhibition of such pleasure, just seems like there should be a feeling under that. One that helps balance out the obvious overall negative situation, but make it, just a lot harder to say, this is the time to do it. And even when she came back from the oral surgery, I could make her laugh. I could make her happy in those ways. Even after she healed a little initially and didn't mind me making her laugh, I could make her laugh. And then there was just this boom, disassociation, which I feel was kind of I am deciding that I'm going to kill myself and, withdrawing in order to do that rather than anything else. Now, it may have been there was some event. I don't think it's me, given everything. I don't think it was some single direct thing that I did, but who knows? And again, the only other thing that I can look at that's like that, there's a few things like she had to go to San Francisco again, or maybe even to Portugal to deal with matters surrounding her green card, where it has to be renewed or something like that. She may have gotten some information back from the medical. There may have been some external thing that I don't know about. And there's still a problem in the sense that, there wasn't enough trust to approach me with the problem, whatever it was. It could have also been, the fucking sink broke. Not having that sink, but she didn't seem too concerned with it. I was the one who worried about that, So I just don't know. I just don't know. But the thing that was so alien to me, again, was this: how do you feel such joy that it's obvious? And, I go through my life incapable of making this decision. In general, not particularly desiring to, yet never have that, or almost never have that kind of level of pleasure. And I don't know. And again, it may just be a perceptions thing. I see that joy and equate it to something that's exalted to me, whereas maybe what she gets out of whatever is causing her to exhibit that is really no greater than what I get out of the same thing. The sort of little smile that I get out of, little animals playing, that's cute. Maybe I'll watch them for a while. Maybe I'll try to sneak up on the gosling. Or that I get out of playing my games and whatnot. And, if that's the case, yeah, I think I had a hell of a lot more things that brought this sort of low level of acceptance. One nice thing, not only am I entering the shadows, but I'm also reading more fiction. And just, again, just saying, fuck it, I'm going to just let it decay around me. I can't bother with this world. I can't. And, maybe it'll be mystical, maybe it'll just be me turning into a homeless person eventually, whatever. But it's my only answer at this point. It's all I have left. I know that I cannot operate in this world. Cheers.